Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Now it's time for Inspirational Women, and we'll meet two guests from two separate nonprofit agencies as we prepare for Give Big 2024, a special time and opportunity to support these entities in our community. Give Big 2024 has two designated days, May 7th and 8th, when there's a big focus on donating and support. But the site is open now and ready to receive your donations. It's so important to note that every donation counts. There's nothing too small. We'll see something akin to miracles and magic occur, that putting all our gifts together, we really do make a huge impact that individually we really can't. So let's meet today's guests. First, we are connecting with Brianna Stevenson, who is with Seattle Humane. Brianna Stevenson, good morning, and thank you so greatly for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, this is such a special opportunity at a special time. I mean, talking with someone who represents Seattle Humane is such a treat and so important in our world, but it's even doubly important, it feels like, at this time, because we're here to connect the two with Give Big, meaning to Give Big and Seattle Humane. And this is an opportunity for us to really scope out what the needs are and be able to be as generous as possible, because the Give Big campaign is such a major event in our community.
It is such a big event and a very important time. You know, Seattle Humane has been serving our community for over 126 years. We are most well known for our adoptions program. During our last fiscal year, we completed over 5,600 adoptions, and we are so proud of that work. But we also like to tell people that we are so much more than a shelter. We are a community resource center serving over 100,000 pets and their people every year. And it's really important to let the community know that we have programs like our pet food bank that serves over 1 million meals every year to community pets. We have a temporary foster program for folks who are in a crisis or in a financial hardship. We will care for their pets for up to 90 days while they find stabilization so they can take their pet back, keep their loved one and their family. And we also have a state-of-the-art veterinary center on our campus, but we also go out into the community and hold community clinics to break down financial barriers and geographical barriers to affordable pet care, again, with the sole purpose of keeping pets and their families together. So all of that work is super important and something I like to shout from the rooftops for people that may only know us for our amazing adoptions program. And Give Big is that opportunity to do that, as well as invite the community to support us during this really enthusiastic campaign.
And is there a goal that you have in terms of what you aim to be able to achieve this time?
Correct. Yes. So our goal is to raise $75,000 by May 8th to really drive these programs, keep them going. I do want to share that over 80% of our revenue is from donors, and those gifts of $5, $10, $15, they really add up to do great good in the community. So fundraisers like this are so important. And we're also so pleased to have a generous match from the Henry L. Kimmelman Foundation that is live now. All donations will be matched dollar for dollar up to $20,000.
Wow. So many good reasons to give. I love those matching funds in particular
Yes.
because I really think it's like having a big sale and it's like, oh yes, my dollars go so much further. So yeah, that's a great opportunity. So, how do you recommend you want us to reach you and make these donations?
Yes. So there's two ways to do it. If you want to go to our website and look at all the work that we're doing, we do have links to our Give Big page on our website if you'd like to do that. You can also go to givebig.org and search for Seattle Humane to support us through our Give Big site.
Great. So, two opportunities, and each one is great. And the thing about Seattle Humane, I know you because of the adoptions, and I think that's what everyone associates with. But to have you have painted this greater picture of what Seattle Humane has evolved to, and the way that you support members of the community with caring for their pets during hard times, that is just so phenomenal. And we know that any of us during these times can fall into something like that. To know we have that safety net, what a great thing that is that you're doing for us.
Oh, yes. It is absolutely our pleasure. Our work is grounded in the belief that pets belong at home, and we will do everything that we can to divert them out of the shelter and to keep them in the arms of their loved ones. And so, if you do want more information on that, you need support through our pet food bank or another program, please, again, visit our website. We have more information. Please reach out. We want to help the community as much as we can. You may not know this, but nationwide, there's an overcrowding crisis in our shelters. And so many pets are taking longer to adopt now than ever. So if we can keep a pet in his home and out of a shelter, we're here for you.
And sometimes it is a matter of really feeling inadequate because something's going on health wise. But to know that you're also reaching out into the community and providing these educational opportunities is phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah, we're so proud of this work.
And the campus here, I call it a campus. Well, the facility in the Factoria area of Bellevue has really evolved into this beautiful space, and having the veterinary clinic right there to assist with everything. I mean, what a great place this is.
We are so proud and privileged to have such an amazing campus. I'll call it a campus as well. This space was expertly designed for the pets in our care. It's rare to have a shelter where one floor is for the cats, one floor is for the dogs, and we do that very intentionally to reduce the stress and the fear that these pets feel when they're on our campus, because shelters are a scary place. It doesn't matter how nice it is. And so we have expertly designed the space to give the best care to the pets while they are there on their journey to a loving home. We have beautiful nature trails that the dogs go on walks on. They have just a wonderful dog run and yard so they can play, get all their zoomies out so they're not in a kennel all day. And we really do that so they can be their best selves when their prospective family comes to play with them. And it's wonderful to see the care and the love that these pets are getting while they're here waiting for their family.
Just such a tremendous, important organization in our community. We're really lucky, and I think it's an icon for the rest of the country just because of the work that's being done here.
That's right. I am happy to say we are the region's leading organization in animal care, and we offer a lot. And I'm so privileged to say that. I work at this wonderful organization and with a team that just does so much for the pets in our care and in the community.
So when we first introduced ourselves over Zoom here this morning, you offered to come by with a kitten to cuddle. So I'm going to guess you are more of a cat person. Is that right, Brianna?
I have two cats, so I feel like I have to say that I'm a cat person, but that is only because I have one cat that hates dogs. It's probably a good thing, or I would have five dogs at home because I love dogs so much. I'm just an animal person in general, but yes, I do have two fur babies and two human babies. So I probably shouldn't bring any more in my house for now. That's why I go to work, because I can cuddle with the fur babies there. But yes, please, we are open 6 days a week, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Please come by and see the campus. Say hello to our pets. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely visit, because I know when we first visited, when we adopted our first lovely Chessie, which was a dozen or so years ago, it was such a different place. So it's been a year since we were back again to adopt our little Willow, and I was amazed at how beautiful this facility is, and really how, let's call it humane, that, the environment is just so conducive to care and comfort for these animals. And it just, I think, gives us a sense when we're there to make a connection, to feel like they've been having a great experience.
They have. And we also want to create a warm and welcoming environment for everyone in our community. Every person deserves to have the love of a pet in their home. And we really try to promote that and offer affordable adoption fees and opportunities. If you need help, we're happy to do that. So please come by. Everyone, again, should have the opportunity to know the love of a pet.
And to continue to support. I mean, as you say, Brianna, to have the love of a pet. I know it transformed me. I'm such a different person, and I like myself so much better as this person than I was more than a dozen years ago, and I was okay. But pets do something to us. I think we really need to allow that in our lives. And this is a great way to do it by adopting, of course, but also to support this great work that you've just had to briefly describe for us this morning, Brianna. But with Give Big, we have this opportunity and matching funds to really continue the work and create a good and a healthy environment for our animals so they can come to us.
Yes, we call our donor community the rescue squad because that's exactly who they are. We cannot do this work without them. As I said, 80% of our funding comes from our generous rescue squad. You are a part of our team. You are an important part of that team. And we need you to continue supporting these over 100,000 pets and people that we serve every year, and to keep the puppies' happy tails wagging and cats purring. We need you in our community to continue this.
And what a great time this is with Give Big to really bring the spotlight here to Seattle Humane. Donate through the website, through Give Big. Let's mention the websites again.
Yes. So you can find us at seattlehumane.org, or you can go to givebig.org and search Seattle Humane to find us. We also have an amazing social media presence. Our Brandon Max, our social media guy, is hilarious. If you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, tune in. We always have a good time with Brandon and all the pets. And we also have really great emails. So if you ever want to sign up for our monthly e-news, you can do that on our website, seattlehumane.org. You can also give us a call if you want to talk to us. There's someone in the office ready to chat with you. I'm one of them. So give me a call.
What a wonderful invitation. On many levels. Well, Brianna Stevenson, it's been great to meet you this morning. I wish you just the most success through Give Big and ongoing, because this is such important work that you are involved in. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for your time.
Now we meet Brynna Counts-Morgan, who works with Washington Trails Association. For many decades, WTA has been an important presence in our area, working on building and maintaining the amazing system of trails that provide great excursions for us, but they also do the important work of maintaining the environment to protect and to preserve it. So let's meet Brynna to learn more. Brynna Counts Morgan, good morning. Thank you so greatly for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Kate. I'm so excited to chat with you today.
Well, I am also looking forward to this because Washington Trails is so important in our community. We wouldn't have this wonderful state and all of nature accessible to us if it wasn't for Washington Trails, correct?
Well, in part, yes. WTA is definitely a convener of many different wonderful agencies and partners who all help make the outdoors more accessible for Washingtonians. So it's a really wonderful organization to be involved with for that reason.
Right. And you yourself, aside from working for Washington Trails, are also one who loves to make use of the trails, I believe.
Oh, absolutely. And that's actually kind of a funny story. How I got to know WTA really well is by using our hiking guide and things like that in order to find trails near me that I could visit after work. And then one day I was on trail and I saw a trail crew out there working on the trails, improving them. And I saw it and I thought, wow, I had no idea Washington Trails Association did this too. I thought it was just a fun online resource. And so then I became inspired and became a member. And then from there, over time, I eventually was able to start working with Washington Trails Association. So it's been a really wonderful journey.
Well, it sounds like just a perfect kind of scenario for someone like you, or really, there are so many people. I was looking at the website and the numbers of people who are now involved. It feels like it's really grown and growing.
Oh, it has. And WTA has a really long history. We've been around for nearly 60 years at this point. It's a very long history, very rich history in Washington. And every year we see more and more people getting outdoors and getting interested in supporting trails and volunteering.
Because we do love being out in nature. I think this attracts a lot of people to move here because I think you moved not that far, but from out of state.
Yes, I came to Seattle after I graduated from college in Minnesota. I was originally from Oregon, but the Washington Trails here were a huge draw. Nature here is, in a way, unparalleled. You have such geographic diversity, whether if you're thinking about the Gorge in Southwest Washington, all the way up to the North Cascades, or in Eastern Washington, the deserty areas of Central Washington. There's something for everyone, and the abundance of nature here is incredible.
That it is. And Washington Trails really helps us to be able to access this nature in an easier way. And I think specifically in terms of something my husband and I were able to be involved with for a short bit, and that was restoring Kelly Butte. Now, I know a team who worked there just over a number of years really repairing that fire lookout. But we were able to get there, and once the trail was done, and so much more easily access it. So it's that sort of thing, being able to get to hard to reach places, respecting nature in the process.
Oh, absolutely. And I think something before I worked at WTA that I took for granted is that trails were just always kind of clear. Sometimes, and I've experienced it traveling around, you realize, oh my gosh, there's so much work that actually goes into making sure the trails are barrier free and easily navigable and all of those things. And that's a huge part of our work is assessing, oh gosh, where are the needs within the state? Where do we need to be sending folks out? And what barriers are there to keeping people from getting outdoors?
Now, on any given day, it would be great to be talking about Washington Trails and the really wonderful natural opportunities we have here. But today, we're specifically together because of Give Big. Washington Gives, the opportunity for us to really support the work of so many nonprofit organizations in our state. And with that in mind, you have a big project, a number of big projects with a big goal that you're going to invite us to support, right?
Absolutely. We're really excited for Give Big, which if folks who are listening aren't aware is from May 7th and 8th. And it's a really exciting day where people from across the state chip in and support nonprofits. And we would really love if you considered supporting Washington Trails Association. We're going to be working to raise $140,000 over those 2 days, which is a very ambitious goal. But in part, the reason we need to do something like this is because our summer trail work season is coming up. Summer is easily our busiest time of year because over winter, so much can happen to a trail. Trees can fall, there can be, different mudslides, what we call trail washouts. And then that makes it really hard for hikers to get back outdoors during the best time of year to do so. So we really depend on donations to help power our summer trail work because we're going to be sending crews out, both volunteer and paid staff, to remove those barriers and make trails really ready to welcome the hundreds of hikers who are going to want to visit them. And we're not working just on, the most popular trails in the state, where we're working on ones that are in neighborhoods close into cities and also way far out backcountry trails that maybe haven't been worked on in 10 years. So we're really trying to touch as much of the trail system in Washington as we can. Give Big is a really excellent opportunity to support because it's a day when so many people come together. It doesn't matter if you give $10 or $100, all these donations kind of come together and make a huge impact because it's a community of people acting together for something they believe in. I walk away every year feeling really inspired by what we're able to do on Give Big. So I'm excited to see what this year looks like as we fundraise for these projects.
Oh, and I am really crossing fingers and toes to make sure that you get to that and invite others. If they haven't had an opportunity to try out a trail, do that. And at the same time, really seriously consider a contribution. As you said, it doesn't matter the size. Size matters, but what you have available out of your own resources, give what you can, because together, cumulatively, we really are able to do so much more. And that's what's exciting about Give Big.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's a really powerful day. And I also love seeing how other nonprofits fare on this day, too. So many are fundraising for great causes. So if you go to the Washington Gives website, you're able to see tons of other nonprofits as well that are fundraising for really essential work in our state. So we're excited to kind of lift each other up on this big day that brings together everyone in Washington.
Yes, there's something magical, miraculous, if you will, that happens in that way, that we working together, and supporting each other and knowing that we're all in it together. There's something that happens that we really achieve great things. I know that's been the story of past years, and I anticipate that being the case once again this year.
Yeah, I definitely hope it is. And I believe in the WTA community. I'm always bowled over by the generosity that we see. And we also see a lot of new folks join our organization. We have a membership model where when someone joins WTA with a donation, they get our quarterly magazine, which includes trail tips and information. And they also receive a little decal for their window. So when you're out hitting the trail, you can see all the other people who have the WTA member stickers in their window, which is always a fun kind of bingo thing for me when I go out on trail.
Right, exactly. And this is what we're trying to do, is to also increase that so that we have that much more participation. And it doesn't mean a certain dollar number. Donate what you can and get out and explore, and then realize, oh my gosh, this is even more valuable than I thought.
Absolutely, yes.
So to make our donations, there are a couple of ways. Washington Gives, or Give Big, really is a great site and helps. I don't know if there's sort of a contest that goes on or not anymore. I know at one time there was, but we also have your website that we can donate to.
Absolutely. Yes, you can. And our website is a great resource also for you to find trips and tips and on hiking and different trails near you, both near and far. And that's WTA.org. Really easy for you to come visit with that short little web address. But during Give Big, we love to have all of our donations come through Washington Gives. But then if you want to give it another time of the year, absolutely visit WTA.org to make a donation.
Right. Yes. So it is a very exciting time. Springtime, this is the weather's getting so much better. We're anticipating spending more time out of doors. And maybe this is going to be new to us, or maybe we're a seasoned hiker and so excited by it. It doesn't matter. In the mix, we're all in this together, and we just want to be able to enjoy and treat well all of the nature and all the trails that are around us.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that's one of the big things that WTA promotes is good trail stewardship, teaching folks how to be good trail users. That's a huge part of our work. And the work on WTA.org is around any kind of resource you could need, really. Like if you need to know how to hike in bear country, we have a resource for that. Or if you need advice on leave no trace, we also have information on that. So we have all kinds of information on helping folks become good trail stewards so we can all come together to keep these beautiful places we love protected and well maintained.
And by participating in the maintenance of the trails, and sometimes it means creating trails. I'll go back to the Kelly Butte story. I didn't experience this, but some of my friends who had been involved in the building of the trail said when they first went there to the lookout, the fire lookout that's not active now, but just a recreation source at times, they would have to scale up a rock wall. Well, now it has a beautiful switchback trail through beautiful mountain flowers that you can enjoy. And that's what happens. They make accessible and in a way that, keeps nature safe and, respecting all of the flowers that are there so that we can enjoy it and yet keep it natural for others.
Yeah, what a wonderful story. That sounds like a total win. And I think that's just one story of so many that have been part of WTA's history. There have been so many instances of WTA being able to help transform a trail or a trail system to make it more accessible for hikers. And that's a huge priority for us.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the reason then that we want to support what is so fundamentally a part of us when we live here and want to enjoy all of nature. We're so fortunate because we have so many green spaces and so much that is still so natural, the rivers and the streams and, well, going from mountains to desert. I mean, it's just, like you said, such a cross-section of beauty and nature.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I will say one of the really cool features about the WTA.org website is on there we have a hiking guide, which is how you find those trails. I know you mentioned that at the beginning, Kate, and you can use that to filter down wherever you might want to go. You can filter for wildflower hikes, or if you want to see waterfalls, all of those amazing things. We recently even added a snow layer to our online hiking guide so you could see where there's still snow and kind of plan your hikes accordingly. Because I know folks are wanting to get further and further into the backcountry as we get closer to summer. All this to say, the website also is only possible with donations from our community. That's really powered by membership. We have 26,000 people who are members of WTA, which is just mind-blowingly incredible for me to talk about. And that really helps us provide those online resources on WTA.org and the trail maintenance and all of our other amazing programs like advocacy, our outdoor leadership training program. We really strive to be an organization that can touch all aspects of trails within Washington State.
Right. So that is a very important thing to consider, how the website is really fueled by the donations. So Absolutely. We want to keep doing that to support all the volunteer work because that, of course, is important. Support the staff who really coordinates all the volunteer work that goes on. So consider the donation to keep this moving forward and also consider being part of the volunteer crews that go out, right?
Oh, absolutely. Volunteering on trail is an incredible time. I've been fortunate to do it myself a couple of times, and I'm just in awe of what people are able to achieve. And I remember thinking after my first day work party, I will never look at a trail the same way again. After the hard work you do that day and how exhausted you are, you can never take it for granted again. And so I definitely encourage folks to get out there and experience that because it's incredibly rewarding.
So 2 ways, both very important, to get physically out there to work on the trails and then enjoy the trails, but also financially support the work of this incredible organization, Washington Trails. And let's mention once again how to go about making those donations.
Yeah, you can visit washingtongives.org. That's spelled WAGIVES.org. And then you can look up Washington Trails Association through their website. That's how you can give during Give Big. But during other times of the year, feel free to donate at WTA.org. You can also go to WTA.org to make a trip report or search for hikes, search for volunteer opportunities, as Kate said. So there's lots of ways for you to support our organization.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, it's exciting. This is just the right season, probably the busier season for this going on. And I just so appreciate your taking time with us this morning, Brynna. It's been really wonderful. And I wish you super success in reaching that goal of 140,000.
Thank you so much, Kate. I appreciate you so much.
That brings us to the end of a very full hour of Inspirational Women with Brynna Counts-Morgan and Brianna Stevenson and Sunday Morning Magazine with Tim Palmer. I'm Kate Daniels, your host, and I greatly appreciate your sharing this hour with me and these special guests. For details you might have missed or information you'd like to know, please just send me an email, kated@warm1069.com, and I will get right back to you. Also, if you'd like to listen again or to share these important stories with your family and friends, find the podcast on our Warm 1069 webpage. Just click on the Listen tab, then Podcasts, then either of the show names, and then look for the guest names. I now wish you and your family a day of doing what we can to care for our planet home. Have a week of the same, and then please plan to join me again next weekend for another hour of Sunday Morning Magazine and Inspirational Women on Warm 1069. Good morning.